Morning students, how are you all? Hope you are fine with the grace of the Almighty. So students, as you know that we are doing the revision of the chapter, that is chapter 6 from the history part, and our topic of the chapter is the early states. What we are going to learn in this chapter is about the sources for the Mahajanapadas, then origin of the Mahajanapadas, then 16 Mahajanapadas and their capitals we are going to learn, life during the Mahajanapadas, Magad, a monarchy, then case study of the Vachi, a republic we are going to do. As for the first time, the first step we have to take is that find out the present day names of the two Mahajanapadas. For example, the present day name of the Mahajanapada is Kasi, is Varanasi. So you need to find out the rest other. In India, the 6th century BCE, that is before Common Era, okay, what happened? It witnessed a transition, changes from the tribal kingdoms to a larger political units which consolidated for the form of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. This transition was considered a turning point in Indian history. Iron tools proved to be the stronger and long-lasting. With the help of these two sturdy tools, okay, forests were cleared for cultivation. The use of the iron tools like plowshare simplified the cultivation and led to the surplus production. Surplus production provided impetus to trade, leading to the growth of the towns and the cities. The post-Vedic period saw the growth of the towns and the cities with the flourishing trade and commerce. This led to the establishment of a more organized political setup as compared to the earlier tribes. Tribes were earlier known as the Janas, as these Janas grew in the size and the power, they came to be known as the Janapadas or foothold of a tribe. The larger Janapadas were called Mahajanapadas. Okay, the larger Janapadas were called Mahajanapadas. So from the beginning we'll understand. If we see about the 6th century, there is a witnessed the transition of the kingdom, the larger political unit started to form. You can say that the democracy was started. Okay. One question answer I'm going to give you is that some of the children, ask me questions that from where does the democracy came in India? Okay. From where does the democracy came in India? You know what is democracy? The system of vote. Okay. The system of vote is called what? Democracy. So you may have even a doubt that the system of vote came in India. Okay. The system of vote came in India from the 6th century, that is BCE, that is before Common Era. Okay. That era was consolidated to be form of the Janapadas and the Mahajanapadas. There was a changes in the Indian history. In the history, there was a loss of the changes. Starting from the plowshare, you can say, iron tools were used earlier. Stone tools was used in the very beginning, okay, where people were not having irons, were not discovered the irons, okay. Iron tools proved to be stronger and long lasting, and also the work using the iron tool they used to do much faster. With the help of these sturdy tools, forests were cleared for cultivation purpose, and the use of the iron tool like plowshare simplified the cultivation, okay, and also lead to the good production. Good production provided impetus to the trade, okay, it created the very good result in the commerce, okay, because you see, by doing the good production, okay, when there is a production is very nice, what they used to do, there was a leading of the towns and the cities was there. The post-Vedic period, if you say, there was a flourishing of the towns and the cities, commerce was there. This led to the establishment of the more organized political setup as compared with the earlier tribes. The tribes was earlier, you can say, known as the Janas. As Janas grew in the size and the power, they came to be known as the Janapadas, or the foothold of the tribe. The larger Janapadas were called as Mahajanapadas. The sources, if you study, the Buddhists gave, Okay, the Buddhist and the Jain literature was there that give us the information about the Janapadas and the Mahajanapadas. In the fact, the Buddhist text Anguttara Nikaya mentioned about the 16 Mahajanapadas that came in during that period. Okay, the Mahajanapadas. The Mahajanapadas during the Vedic period. Okay, there was a lots of the changes it was seen. Okay, there was lots of the changes which was seen in the Vedic period. Tribes or the units of the Chanas was existed during that time. The tribes units were called by the king or the Chan. However, there the 6th century BCE, that is before Common Era, okay, these tribe units became a larger, powerful, and acquired status of Mahajanapada, that is Maharaja. Okay, the small tribes came together, and the Maharaja was being formed. Gradually, North India was divided into 16 independent kingdom or Mahajanapada. Together, there is 16 Mahajanapada known as a Sodasa Mahajanapada. Okay, gradually you can say that 16 Mahajanapada is there. This is called Shodasa Mahajanapada. Out of 16 Mahajanapada, Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti, and the Magadha was the gained a prominence, became very famous, and the Magadha was known to be the most powerful of the 16 Mahajanapadas. In here, the chart is given here. You can see this one. The chart is given here. Capital, okay, is also mentioned, and the Mahajanapadas and capital you can see. So we are going to look about the Mahajanapadas and their capital. First one we will see that Anga, okay, Anga, that is Champa. Then Kasi will be the Varanasi. Then Kosala will be Shravasti. Vachi or Vichi will be the Vaishali. Okay. Then Mala will be Krishna Nagar and Pava. Magadha will be Rajgriha. Chetty or Chedi will be, you can say, Shuktamati. Okay. Kuru will be Indraprastha. Panchala will be Achitra and Kampila. Shrensa will be Mathura. Avanti will be Uchchain. Gandhara will be Taksila. Okay. Kamboja will be Rajput. Asaka will be Kotali. Vatsa will be Kosambi. Matsya will be Viratnagar. Okay. Then political life, if we discuss, then we already know that the major changes were taking place in the approach of governing of the political units. During the 6th century, that has witnessed many changes. Okay, the 6th century has witnessed many changes. In the changes, like you can say that small tribes, units to the Janapadas and the Mahajanapadas was formed, which were further classified into the monarchies and the republics. Now, you may confused of what is monarchy. Like, for example, this is a system of government. Okay, listen to me. This is a system of government where your father, your mother will be king or the queen. Now, next, you will be the king and the queen. Okay, that only from your family members, the king and the queen can be formed. Okay, so this is the system. Monarchies and the republics, if we speak, then we'll come to know that the Mahajanapadas symbolize the coexistence of different, okay, two different forms of the government, you can say. Okay, monarchies and the republics you will find. The republics of Ganasangha were ruled by the elected chief who were the head of the Ganasangha and was answerable to the council that was also elected by the people, okay, of that Ganasangha. The republic were democratic, okay, in the character and were the opposite of the monarchies where the kingship was hereditary. The king was considered the divine and the powerful took all the decision with them. In here, what we are understanding is that, you listen to me, see, the king will have the supreme power. Okay, you cannot say anything against the decision of the king. Whatever the king says, that is the law or the rules and the regulation. Okay, the republic and the monarchies were constantly at war. The People's Republic, the United Peoples, and the monarchy system was always in a war. Okay. However, as the republic, you can say, not military in character, there was easily conquered by the monarchies. As there was, means the system in the republic, there was less in the force, army was less in the republic. When there was an army was less in republic, it was very tough to control as the army was less. Okay, for this reason, people went in the monarchy where they were having very strong base. Okay, whatever the king says, that is the rules and regulation. Okay, the Lichachibi being conquered by Magadha is one of the example of the republic being conquered by monarchy. Administration, if you say, then we'll come to know that their taxes were collected to run the administration, okay, efficiently, very nicely. The revenue collected from the taxes was used to maintain the army, which was integral part of the Mahajanapadas. Besides maintaining the army, the revenue collected from the taxes was used for the construction of the roads and the canals. So you see, the taxes which was collected by the local people, that taxes was used in order to develop the towns and the cities. Okay, as a result, day by day, in order to flourish the town, in order to develop the town, the taxes was being used for that purpose. The Mahajanapadas was with the help of the number of the officials, such as the Senapati was there, who was the chief of the army, the treasurer of the Bandha Griha, and a Bhagduga, which was the official of the collecting taxes. A priest was also a part of the administration, and he functioned as the chief advisor. Okay, you can say that in each and every means this Raja, okay, the Maharaja used to keep a priest. Okay, whenever the Maharaja wants some suggestion, the priest would take the suggestion from the Maharaja. Okay, he was acting as a consultant for the Maharaja. Next, you are going to learn about the Magadha. Magadha was the most powerful Mahajanapada in the 6th century that subdued most of the 16 Mahajanapadas and rose to the prominence, became very means famous. Many factors that contributed to the Magadha becoming a dominant power among the 16 Mahajanapadas. Magadha was located at the confluence of the river Ganga and the Sun. Okay, and this made the possible to exercise control over the Ganga plains and the rivers and also riverine train. You see, the Magad, okay, Magadha, if you see, it was the one of the most Mahajanapadas, powerful Mahajanapadas. Okay, so it is said to be that Magadha was located to the confluence of the rivers and the river Ganga and the Sun. You know, Magad, that is the city Magad. Okay, it was situated between the Gangas, that is river, and the Sun. Okay, the Sun's river. Okay, so this made the possible that exercise the control of Ganga into the other parts also. You know, well, if the Ganga, wherever it is flowing, the Magad Samrat used to rule over that place. The forest reason provided a timber and elephant that were used in the army. Okay, so the forest reason used to provide the use of the timbers and the there was elephants also was there in that Magadha that was being used for the army purpose. The Magadhan capital Rajgriha was also surrounded by 5 hills which provided a natural defense system along with the thick stone walls that made it difficult for the army or the enemy to attack the Magad. To increase its territories, Magad also conquered the neighboring kingdom. Besides increasing Magadha's territory, this conquest increased the revenue of the state of many territories were flourishing centers of the trade and commerce. So you see, wherever they used to, they used to have an attack. This Magad Samrat used to have an attack with the neighboring kings, and they used to take away the control of that particular king, and they started to rule. Okay, they started to rule in that place. So the trade and commerce of the Magad was very flourishing, was a very good one. Then Bimbasa and Ajatashatru. Okay. Then Bimbasa was belonged to the Hiranakya dynasty and ruled Magadha from 544 BCE to 495 BCE. He established his capital at Rajgriha. Okay, he established his capital at where? At Rajgriha. He was firm in administration matters and did not tolerate inefficiency, okay, and corruption. Okay, he was very strong person and he does not accept any kind of inefficiency or any kind of bribery. If you want to give the bribery, he will not accept at all. He expanded his kingdom through the conquest and matrimonial, that is, by studying or by, you can say, by marrying, okay, by marrying to the other Raja's daughter. Then it was becoming possible for him to take away the power of that particular other kings also. It was, I have already told that the Bimbasara was succeeded by his son Ajatashatru, who ruled Magad after his father died till 462 BCE. Through his military expedition, he strengthened the Magad position among the 16 Mahajanapadas. Okay, and Ajatasattu through his conquest and not only became the master of the confluence of the northern East India, the consolidated the Magadhan Empire like father. Ajatasattu was also the great administration, was well known for his military innovations. Bimbasara and Ajatasattu also built the cities, towns, and the roads and the bridges. Okay. Magadha has a rare combination of all the factors necessary for the rise. Other kingdoms like Koshala, Kasi were powerful but lacked the combination of natural resources and able rulers to become the supreme power. So, students, you know that this Magadha was a very one of the powerful king during that time, and he was having great influence over everyone. Okay, now we'll study about the economy. Okay, economy we'll study. This chapter is not this much long also. We'll be finishing after one more part. I need to make, I think so. I'll try how much I can, I will finish it. Economy, agriculture remained the main occupation for the during the 6th century. Landowners got land cultivated by Shudras or the Dasas, the slaves. The Dasas may have been prisoners of war or people who probably owed money to the landowner. The wooden plowshare was replaced by the iron plowshare. It became easier to cultivate clay soil with an iron plowshare. When cultivation was very simple, was simplified, more grains could be produced. Okay, more and more grains can be produced when it was very simplified cultivation was there. The farmers pay the taxes for the state that their kingdom has appointed. Okay, the kingdom has appointed an official to collect the taxes of there. The taxes was calculated, was called the bhaga. Okay, that it was paid on the grains as well as the money. Punched mark coins you have been found were introduced during the period where they used to pay the taxes. Different figures were engraved of these coins, and this therefore the historians refer them as a punched mark. Silver and the copper were used to manufacture punched mark coins. The king also appointed an official to survey the landmark and measure the grains that required to be paid in the taxes. What is written in here is that, you see, during that time, okay, there was also different kinds of the coins which was made. Okay, different kinds of the coins was made, and this coins was punched mark coin. What is punched mark coin? You know, the punched mark coin is type of a shape which is engraved, means cut it. Okay, first of all, the wood will be given the shape. Okay, the wood will be given the shape. Then the gold will be melted and will be put it on the wood. Okay, then what will happen? You will find the coins like a round shape, whatever the like picture is there. Okay, towns and the cities came up during the period. Many towns and the cities became the centers that specialized in the different crafts and the occupations, such as the weaving, pottery, and chariot making. Many towns and the cities were denoted as urban centers. Literary texts like Jatakas mention these flourishing urban centers, which was included Rajgriha, Vaishali, and Champa. Okay, it has included Rajgriha. You know, there are different towns which was there, which was the main town during that time. Okay, traders formed the guilds were there, orchestrations during that period. Guilds were organizations of the trader and merchants who had authority, the power to decide the rules and regulations. Now, what do you mean by guilds? In the simple language, I will say you a group of the people. Listen me carefully. A group of the people will, like in the bazaar area. Okay, in the bazaar area. Okay, 10 people are means appointed to look whole the bazaar, whole the town. These are the guilds. Okay, they are the guilds. Education, if you say, then the towns and the centers that developed during the 6th centuries also became the important centers for learning and education. Although the Gurukul system of education was also still prevalent, universities of the Taxila and Nalanda came as up as a subject like medicine, philosophy, grammar, astronomy, logic were taught there. And the Nalanda University was one of the famous one. The society during the Mahajanapadas continued with the caste system was established during the Vedic period. Now the caste system has been more rigid than during the Vedic period. The Varna system became hereditary and different Varnas performed the function according to the Varna they were born into. Okay, the Brahmanas were expected to teach the Vedas, perform the religion rituals and the sacrifices. Kshatriyas were the warrior class who fought the wars and protected the people. The Vaishyas were the trading and the agriculturist group. Only the first three Varnas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and the Vaisyas were permitted to study the Vedas. Shudras were the fourth one who were considered to be untouchable and were forced to live outside the city and were perform all the menial jobs. So, students, what is written in here? There are society. There are four varnas are there. Okay, in this four varnas. Okay, as we came to know, the Mahajanapadas, the topmost one, the Brahmana one. Okay, expected to teach Vedas. The Brahmana used to teach the Vedas to the three culture groups: Vaishyas, okay, or Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, okay, okay. Then also Brahmanas, they were teaching, like one Brahman is teaching to the another Brahman. Then but the Shudras who are not allowed, untouchable people, like for example those who are doing the job of cleaning the house, and they all. Religion, if you say speak, in the religion, the 6th century also saw that word origin of the two known religion movements. Okay, Buddhism and the Jainism. These new religion movements stemmed from the resentment that had the common people started feeling towards the elaborate and expensive ritual that have been prevalent in the Vedic period. People now desired and simple religious practices that could be easily followed by all. Another problem, which was use of the Sanskrit for religious purposes. Common people were unable to understand the Sanskrit. They moved towards the Buddhism and Jainism, which preached in the language of the masses that is practiced. Okay, Buddhism and Jainism did not adhere to the caste system, and the lower caste saw that the opportunity to avoid oppressive caste system. The founders of the Buddhism and the Jainism became popular among the people because they offered simple life, no caste distinction, and non-violence. What is there that the founders, now people those who are in the like religion, other religions, okay, say about they are in the Shudras, they are not treated properly. When they are not treated properly, they are very unhappy. When they saw the Buddhism religion, they thought that this is an opportunity. Okay, so they left Shudras religion and joined Buddha. The language of the means the Brahmanas were Sanskrit. The Vedas was written in the Sanskrit language. The Sanskrit language was very tough. For this reason, they thought that this is a very tough. For this reason, they went into the Brahmanas. So for this reason, you can say the religion of the Buddhism and Jainism became very popular. Okay, during that time. So students, this was the explanation of the chapter. I hope that you have understood the explanation of the chapter. If you have doubt or something, you can ask me. The case study is your homework. You need to do the case study. Next class, I will ask you question related to this. Next chapter, we will do chapter 7. Till then, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.